and he is the head of the body, the church. With instruction that it is God's will for the believer to walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work and increasing in the knowledge of God. Strengthened with all might, Paul turns to a discussion of the source of all of this. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell, and, having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him, I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. Colossians 1 verses 18 to 20. Let's take a closer look at this. Everything that the Apostle Paul writes is centered in the believer being a member of the body of Christ, and here, he reminds us that Christ is the head of the body. The church, the body of Christ. There is no earthly head over this heavenly body, only the heavenly head, who is Christ. And Christ, the head of the body, is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead. The body of Christ had its beginning with Christ, the head, and him alone, for he alone is the firstborn from the dead. Note, we follow him in his resurrection power. And this is so that in all things he might have the preeminence, and this is God's will. And regarding his Son, Paul continues that it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. So all fullness dwells in the Son, and as members of his body, we are in union with the Son, the head of the body. So all fullness likewise dwells in us through him. Finally, we see what Christ accomplished in his death, burial, and resurrection, according to the Scriptures, for Christ made peace through the blood of his cross. By him to reconcile all things unto himself, by him, I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. By the finished work of Christ and through the blood of his cross, he has, past tense, reconciled all things unto himself, and this is all things, regardless of whether they be in earth or in heaven. Example, the work of reconciliation is finished for all and is missing nothing but individuals being willing to believe the gospel. If you have not believed the gospel, Christ's death, burial, and resurrection according to the Scriptures for you, will you consider it? The work of reconciliation is finished, having been accomplished by the head of the body, and you may receive the benefits of his work in simple belief by grace through faith. Will you believe?